If this is how you react to things lately, job offer falls through, oh well. Something genuinely good happens? Nice, I guess. Someone says they love you? Cool. You're not being rude. You're not trying to be chill. You just don't react anymore. And the weird part is, you don't even remember when that started. Nothing dramatic happened. No big moments. Just somewhere along the way, things stopped feeling like anything. And it didn't feel like something was wrong. It felt like you just became this person. Nonchalant. This is what it actually looks like. You show up, you reply, you do what you're supposed to do, but there's this distance, like everything is happening a few steps away from you. Someone at the table gets promoted, everyone reacts, you nod, like you just heard the weather. A relationship you were in for 2 years ends. You feel bad for maybe a weekend. Then Monday hits, and you're fine. Not okay, not healed, just back to normal. Like someone unplugged something in you and forgot to plug it back in. People say things like, I wish I could be as calm as you. But this isn't calm. Calm still feels something. This is quieter than that. Think about the last time you genuinely looked forward to something. Not a lot. Just a little flutter. A small bid. Now think about what it felt like when that thing didn't come through. The first time, it hurt. The 5th time, it hurt less. The 15th time, you'd stopped making the flutter happen in advance. Not a decision, more like a small, quiet update. Don't lose hope. It just gets wasted. Here's what's happening inside. Your brain runs on a reward system. It releases dopamine when something good is about to happen. Anticipation, hope, that low-level hum when you're waiting for something. That's the system working. But the reward system is also a learning machine, and it learns from outcomes. If the anticipation keeps ending in nothing, the brain files a note, and after enough notes, it stops sending the dopamine early. It's not giving up, it's being efficient. Last dozen times I preloaded the hope mechanism, the outcome was bad. I'm going to stop doing that. This is called dopamine downregulation, and it combines with something called learned helplessness, the pattern where the brain concludes that outcomes are not connected to effort, so it stops trying to connect them. Together, you get a person who looks unbothered, but is actually running a much quieter, much more defended version of themselves. And here's the part that makes this hard to catch. It doesn't feel like damage. It feels like growth. You used to get really excited about things and be crushed when they didn't happen. Now you don't get as excited and you don't get as crushed. That feels like progress. That feels like you got smarter. The whatever isn't nihilism, it's armor. The shrug at good news isn't pessimism, it's preemptive disappointment management. If I don't let myself want it, I can't lose it. Which, as a strategy, kind of works. You stop getting devastated. You also stop getting genuinely happy. Those are the same switch. And here's where it quietly spreads. When you stop expecting good things, you also stop chasing them. Why apply for the thing if it probably won't happen anyway? Why say what you actually want when wanting things is just an embarrassing setup for not getting them? You start editing yourself down. Smaller wants, lower bids, safer answers. And then something strange starts happening in your relationships. The people around you start feeling it. Not what you say, what you withhold. You become someone people like, but can't quite reach. Friendly, but sealed. Present, but behind glass. And because you've gotten so good at not needing things, you also get good at not noticing when things are slipping. The connection is going quiet. The gap is getting wider. You don't raise the alarm is one of the things that is turned off. Here's the part no one tells you. Nonchalance doesn't mean you care less. It means you cared too much for too long without enough coming back. The whatever is not the absence of feeling. It's the end product of a lot of feeling, badly managed, that eventually got cut off at the source. The most detached people in any room are often the ones who, at some earlier point, were paying the most attention. They got hurt quietly, over and over. Small stuff mostly, not one big event, just consistent, small evidence that hoping for things was a bad investment. And now they've optimized their way out of their own emotional life, which looks from the outside like chill, which feels from the inside like nothing much, which is, and this is the part that stays with you, exactly what they were trying to avoid in the first place. The brain did what it was supposed to do. It found a pattern, it protects you from it, it just didn't tell you what else it was turning off in the process. And now you're standing in the middle of your own life, things happening, people caring about you, probably some of them genuinely, and you're watching it a little bit from far away, like a very polite spectator at someone else's thing. Nobody told you this was a bad sign, because from the outside, you looked fine. You were fine. You're still fine. If this hit, send it to the one person who says, "I'm fine," a little too easily.